rivalry between Intel and AMD has long occupied investors. Today we are going to be looking at the company Intel and then conclude if the stock is a buy. We are going to analyze Intel by comparing it with its biggest competition, which is advanced micro devices. But why should you listen to me explaining why companies make sense? If you want your portfolio to end up like one of these, be sure to hit the dislike button down below. I hope you don't belong to those people, so let's get right into it. AMD has profited from significant growth rates and technical leads under their CEO Lisa Su. However, since Pat Gelsinger became CEO earlier this year, he has started his journey on taking over the technological lead once again. Now the question which you might be confronted with is, can Intel become the #1 innovation company again? To be honest, I don't know, and neither do the thousands of other YouTubers out there. Gelsinger has an ambitious roadmap to catch up and surpass AMD and Samsung by 2025. Key to the plan is a series of massive new chip fabrication plants, or fabs, that Intel is building in the US, Europe, and Israel. Combined, they will cost more than $44 billion to build. Gelsinger also recently announced that he will be starting Intel Foundry Service, where Intel will also produce chips for other companies. For decades, the market has rewarded companies like Apple and Qualcomm, who outsource their chip production. But the recent chip shortage has rewarded TSMC, and they were able to raise microprocessor prices by as much as 20%.
You serious?
Now let's get to the financial indicators of Intel. In Q3, Intel managed to generate $18.1 billion in revenue, which is up by 5% on a year-to-year basis. The gross margin of Intel is around 57.8%. The earnings per share are also up to $1.71, which is a 59% gain on a year-to-year basis. What is also important to mention at this point is that we will be seeing Intel's profit margins drop due to Gelsinger's new advanced manufacturing strategy. Results with AMD's to find out which one is the better investment. AMD was able to reach a revenue record of $4.3 billion, which is an increase of around 54%. AMD also has a slightly smaller gross margin, which is 48%. They also reached earnings per share of around 75 cents. Looking at these numbers and the stock price, one might argue that Intel is clearly the better investment. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and start with a DCF calculation. This channel is all about fundamental values, which means buying a dollar for 25 cents. We invest in companies that are beneath their intrinsic value and sell when the hype comes. In summary, we A, only buy great companies, and B, we buy them at a discount to their true value. It sounds, in theory at least, simple enough. If we look at my free cash flow projections for both Intel and AMD plotted down below, we can see that Intel is undervalued by around 16% and AMD overvalued by 38%. The fair price for Intel is something around $95, while AMD's fair value is about $70 per share. This is the last puzzle part for the rough analysis of Intel.